morning. I was scared, man. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Okay. I hope everyone are doing good and good to see you all here. So it's my job to ask every day until we finish the demos that anyone new today person. Come once. Online, just a second. Okay. All right. So anyone new here? New today? No, right? No one is new. Only one person. You can talk to me after the class. Okay, ma. Good. Super. So let's move on. I think online people, no one is new. Probably one or two people are there. So please continue. No issues. You will get the recordings for it. What you have missed. So let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? The 3 T's. So are you ready for quick shootout? Okay. So what is elasticity? Increasing and decreasing the number of EC2 instances based on the load. Very good. And this elasticity is short term or long term? Short term. And how do you achieve this elasticity in AWS? Auto scaling. Everyone speak up. What is that? Auto scaling. And what is auto scaling? Scale out, scale in. One more time. Scale out, scale in. So scale out meaning what? Increasing the number of servers. Scale in meaning decreasing the number of servers. Okay. And then this elasticity is also called as horizontal scaling. Very good. Okay. And in this auto scaling, is it good to keep same type of machine instances or different type? Same type. Fantastic. And what is scalability? Increasing the capacity of the server. What is that? Increasing the capacity of the server is called scalability. And scalability in another words is equal to what? Scale up, scale down. Scale up, scale down. So whenever there is a requirement, you scale up. Whenever there is no requirement, scale down. Fantastic. Okay. And this scalability can be achieved in AWS by? Very good. What is that? By changing the instance type. So instance type is equal to a combination of CPU and then memory. Very good. And this scalability is also called as vertical scaling. And then what's the next T that we have learned? High availability. So what is high availability? The period of time the service is available to the customer. Say, the period of time the service is available to the customer is called what? High availability. The period of time the service is not available to the customer is called downtime. Good. And what are the three fundamental rules of high availability? Redundancy, monitoring, failover. What is redundancy? No. Duplicate. So or else we can call what? Having the same application in different instances or servers is called redundancy. So here monitoring, who is doing the monitoring here? Load balancer is doing the monitoring. And load balancer is doing the monitoring for the server application. Application using health checks. Very good. Using what? Health checks. What is the success status code that you get? 200. If you are getting 200, then the status is healthy. If you are not getting 200, then it is unhealthy. What is that? Unhealthy. So, and if one server goes down, other servers taking the request. What is that called? Failover. What is that called? Failover. Fantastic. And then who is doing the failover here? Load balancer is doing the failover. And if you want to achieve zero downtime, so what is the concept that you need to apply on it? Fault tolerance. How do you achieve fault tolerance? Auto scaling. How do you achieve? Using auto scaling. Fantastic. This is what we have discussed in our last class, and then you are good on it. And whenever I'm asking the question, I want you to answer it. Don't keep quiet. Okay? Because if you keep quiet now, in interview also you'll be keeping quiet. Right? So not good. So whenever I'm asking the question, try to respond. Can get the... Yeah, he comes up. All right. Okay, no. Okay, so today, and also if you remember in our last class, I have shown you a few diagrams and then I've asked you those are high availability or not, right? And also I showed you yesterday orange color architecture, right? So orange color represent what? AWS. So now let's go ahead and then learn the actual basic things of AWS. Okay. So the today's powerful topic that we're going to learn here is regions and availability zones. Say that now. Regions and availability zones. Online, put it in the chat. Again, say that. What is regions and availability zones? These wordings are very, very important. Okay. Okay. Today I'll start with this. Today I'll start the class with saying we know this topic already. Do you all agree that AWS has global infrastructure? Fantastic. Let me write that first. AWS has global infrastructure. Okay. Okay. So AWS has global infrastructure. Okay. So I just got an information that I might forget later. That's why I'm announcing now itself. So tomorrow is declared as a holiday on the occasion of Christmas from Naresh IT. Okay. So tomorrow there will not be any class, and the next class will be day after tomorrow. Okay, ma? So please remember. So don't come tomorrow here and say Ria sir is not there. Okay. All right. AWS has global infrastructure. So if you remember this question, AWS has global infrastructure. Where is AWS data center in India? Mumbai and Hyderabad. So is it only in Mumbai and Hyderabad? No. How many places? 33 places, right? 33 plus places. But as we are in India, we are interested in from Mumbai and then Hyderabad. Now what are all these called? What is Mumbai called? What is Hyderabad called? What is all this called? We call it as till now we have learned about those are called just places. Now I'm introducing a word called region. Say that region. Mumbai is a region. Hyderabad is a region. North Virginia is a region. Sydney is a region. Germany is a region. Africa is a region. Like this, how many regions are there? 33 plus regions are there in AWS. So generally region, if anyone asks you what is region, right? So generally if someone asks what is region, you can say it's a geographical area. What is that? It's a geographical area. So geographical area. So Mumbai is a geographical area or not? As per social geography, right? So any place that you take in the world is a geographical area. But it's not at all good to say. At least my real search students will not say it's a geographical area. What is a region? You should not say geographical area. You can say it, but the best way to answer what is a region in interview is, I will say like this. Region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. Yes or no? Simple as that, no? So instead of saying, if someone asks you what is region, will you say it's a geographical area? No, what do you say? A region is a place where AWS has infrastructure. Yes or no? Or else you can say region is a place where AWS has data centers. What does a data center contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers, storages, databases, etc. You will get, right? So here, let me write here, what is a region? So first I'll write here, region. Region is equal to, what do you say? It's a geographical area. Okay. Okay. So region is a geographical area. Fine. So can you tell me what is the example AWS region that we talk about here? So instead of saying Hyderabad or Mumbai, I told you that which is a region that it's better to use Mumbai. So why we use Mumbai instead of Hyderabad? There is any harm using Hyderabad? No. So there is no harm using, or there is no problem using Hyderabad. But as I told you, Mumbai was the first region that came in India, and it has all the services which is introduced by AWS. So if you take Hyderabad couple of years ago itself, data center came in Hyderabad. So there might be a chance that few services are not available in Hyderabad yet. But there is no problem using Hyderabad. We can use Hyderabad also, we can use Mumbai also. But as per the practice, as we have so many people here in this class, so let us choose one region. Which region we'll choose? Mumbai. Let's choose which one? Mumbai. Is there any harm choosing Hyderabad? No. So here, what is the example region that we are taking here? Mumbai. And then some students are there here. Sir, we are from US. Sir, we are from some other place. So guys here, remember, whichever the location that you are, doesn't matter, mandatory you to select Mumbai. So whichever is near to you, you can select that region. Anyone online people, anyone from outside India now, today? I mean here? 9:30, no? Put your Dallaspuram. I know Dallas. What is Dallaspuram? Dallas. Kirti. Yeah. Okay. Yes, fans here. Time doesn't stop. Whoa. Nice. Okay. So there are so many people. So it's better to say your state name, country name. But yeah, good, Naveen. United States of Amirpeta. Okay. That's good. All right. Fine. So yes, Naveen. Good. Love you guys. See here. As I told you that no one can stop using any region in our AWS. So whichever is near to you, you can choose that particular region. Okay, Nana, here we understood what is region. So in other words, I can say region is a place. You tell me that. A region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. Or you can say AWS has its data center also. Good. So question for you. So Mumbai has what? Yes or no? Mumbai has data centers. What is Mumbai called? Region. So what the Mumbai has? Data centers. So that from now onwards, we should not call it as data centers. We should call it as availability zone. What is that called? What does the region contains? Availability zones. What does the Mumbai contain? Availability zones. So Mumbai contains data centers, right? Instead of calling data centers, we should call it as availability zone. If someone asks you what is availability zone, what do you say, Nana? Yes, availability zone. So what is availability zone? You can say simply a data center. In shortcut, can I call it as AZ? AZ meaning what? Availability zone. Got it now? You're getting it? So now question for you here is, a region has what? Generally data centers. A region has what? Data centers. Yeah. So a region has what? Data centers. So can you tell me, Mumbai has only one data center or multiple data centers, sir? Why multiple? Why one? Why one? Why not? Okay, you said multiple data centers, but I'm asking the question, why AWS Mumbai has multiple data center? Reason? What is it called? Concept? High availability. What is that called? High availability. Yesterday we learned about high availability or not? So is it good to have only one stuff, one thing? If you have one server, can you achieve high availability? No. If you have minimum 2 or 3 servers, we can achieve the high availability or not? The fundamental rule is what? First one, redundancy. What is that? Redundancy. So remember, for everything we need to have a redundancy. Yes or no? So many people will have phone lovers. What they do? They will have extra battery or not? Extra, what is that? Power backup, right? So they have this, right? Because they are very need of talking the calls and all, right? So here also we have, take this chair. So that's the reason why I said a region has multiple data centers. I'm writing here, a region has multiple data centers. Nana, is it good to call data centers here? Is good to call data centers? No. So what we should call from data centers from now onwards? Yes, a region has multiple availability zones. Fantastic. And you know very well, what are servers called here in AWS? Fantastic. What are those called? Instances. What are those, Nana? Instances. So availability zone is simply data center or not? Okay, now tell me, if I want to launch EC2 instances, where should I launch? Where should I launch? Mumbai is a region. What does a Mumbai contain? Availability zones. What does the availability zone contain? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers. That meaning, if I want to launch EC2 instances, where should I launch? Inside the availability zone or not? What is availability zone called here? Data center. So now, where are you launching the EC2 instances? EC2 instances are launched inside the availability zone. What is availability zone? Data center only. So from now onwards, you should not call it as data centers. You should call it as availability zones. So tell me, where do you launch EC2 instances? Availability zones. Servers or so-called instances are launched in availability zones. Nice. Let's go slowly, Aramse. Okay. Okay. Which is a region that we are using in our codes? Mumbai. So Nana, here, as I told you, there are more than 33 plus regions are available in AWS, right? So as we are using Mumbai, for every region, we have something called region code. What we have? Region code. So the Mumbai region code is AP minus South minus 1. Say that. You need to register this in your brain. So what is the Mumbai region code? AP minus South minus 1. You can say hyphen also. AP hyphen South hyphen 1, but I call it as AP minus South minus 1. So what is the Mumbai region code? Everyone say AP minus South minus 1. So what is AP here? Andhra Pradesh. Asia Pacific. What is that? Asia Pacific. So see, for US, our Asia is in the south side or not? For that reason, here we call it as AP minus South minus 1. So that is Mumbai. Hyderabad, minus 2. Which one? Minus 2. But are we using Hyderabad or Mumbai? Mumbai. So for that reason, it is always good to know whichever the region that you are using, it is always good to know that region code. So as in our course, we'll be using Mumbai, it's always good to use the code here, AP minus South minus 1. But if you are using Hyderabad, what is the region code? AP minus South minus 2. Got it, no? Okay. So what the region contains? Availability zones. What the region contains? Availability zone. How many availability zones are there in Mumbai? Multiple. But I'm saying here there are 3 availability zones. How many? 3 availability zone. What is availability zone? Data center. Say that. What is availability zone? Data center. So how many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. And those names are AP minus South minus 1A, AP minus South minus 1B, AP minus South minus 1C. So how many availability zones are there in Mumbai? 3. What are those? AB minus South minus 1A, AB minus South minus 1B, AB minus South minus 1C. Or in simply you can call it as 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay, let me revise what we have learned here. So what is today's topic, Nana? Regions and availability zones. Say that. Regions and availability zones. What is a region? Geographical area is a normal thing, but you are my students, no? So what should you say? A region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. Good. So a region has what? Data centers. Single data center or multiple data centers? Multiple data centers. So what are these data centers called? Availability zones. What is availability zone? Data centers. What is data center called? Availability zones. Availability zones will be under regions. Under what? Regions. No need to get confused here. See here, Nana. We have a region first. Inside the region, what we have? Availability zones. What does availability zone contains? Infrastructure. What does the infrastructure contain? Servers to storage. Again, I'm saying, no need to get confused here. Again, I'm saying, see, top, what we have? Region. What we have here? Region. Inside the region, what we have? Availability zones. Inside the availability zones, what we have? Infrastructure. Inside the infrastructure, what we have? Servers, storage, database, everything you can set up inside the infrastructure. That means inside the availability zone itself. Got it? Super. Online, you're getting it? CC till here? Okay, one certification question for you. Regions and availability zones are managed by whom? Customers or AWS? Fantastic. You have answered one certification question. Regions and availability zones are managed by AWS. Yeah. Good. Why, Nana? As I told you that. Yeah, correct. So, if you remember, we learned about infrastructure as a service, right? In infrastructure as a service, what is customers are responsible for? Application, data, and OS. We learned this last time, right? Are we responsible for the data center? Are we responsible for the infrastructure in the backend? No. Who need to take care of that? AWS provider. Here also, that's the reason why region meaning Mumbai is handled by AWS. In Mumbai, we have availability zones. Those availability zones are also managed by AWS. Do we need to worry about it? No. What is our job? We will use that infrastructure and we create servers inside it. We use that regions and we use that availability zones and we will create a servers inside the availability zone. Now see here. This is AWS. Assume this is a big AWS. Okay. Assume this is the AWS region. Which region we are using? Mumbai. So AWS region. Which region is this, Nana? Mumbai. Okay. Inside this Mumbai, how many availability zones are there? 3. Okay. 3 availability zones. Okay. Looks scary. Yeah. So what is the name of this availability zone? What do you say? 1A. This one? 1B. This one? 1C. Okay. So you please consider this like region meaning, let's say consider you have a flat, you have apartment, right? Inside this flat, what you have inside your flat? Bedrooms. Yes or no? How many bedrooms are there? 2. Let's say 2 or 3 bedrooms are there. So 3 rooms are there inside the flat. If you consider the flat is a region, inside that what we have? 3 bedrooms are there. So these 3 bedrooms are interconnected with each other or not? Yes or no? Let's say you are in one bedroom and your brother is in another bedroom. Can you communicate with each other or not? Yes or no? Yes, possible, right? But can you communicate with the neighbor's bedroom from your bedroom? That is not possible, right? So here, the question here is, the network between the availability zones are interconnected with each other. Say that, Anna. The network is interconnected or not here? The network between the availability zones are interconnected. So can we say availability zones communicate with each other or not? Availability zones can communicate with each other by default. So that meaning clearly, let me put one question here. If I launch one EC2 instance inside this availability zone, Nana, where do I launch EC2 instance, in 1A or not? Can I launch EC2 instance in 1A? Can I launch EC2 instance in 1B? Can I launch EC2 instance in 1C also? Anywhere I can launch, because EC2 instances are placed inside the availability zones. Inside the availability zones. Okay, I have launched one EC2 instance in 1A. I have launched another EC2 instance in 1B. Can you tell me these two EC2 instances will communicate with each other by default or not? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Why? Because availability zones network is interconnected. You're getting it? Okay, another question for you, Nana. Yeah, very good. Another question is, I have asked you to launch 10 EC2 instances. I have asked you to launch how many EC2 instances? 10. Can you tell me, will you launch all 10 EC2 instances in 1A? Or will you launch all EC2 instances in 1B? Or will you launch all EC2 instances in 1C? So, you understand, my question here is, if I ask you to launch 10 EC2 instances, will you launch all 10 EC2 instances in 1A? Will you launch or will you distribute? So which one is better? Distribution is better or not? So what is the harm of launching all 10 EC2 instances in 1A? There is no harm. There is no harm. Just in case if 1A goes down, that means all your 10 EC2 instances are gone or not? Yes. For that reason, so it's always better to distribute your EC2 instances across availability zones. You getting it? Okay. So we can launch EC2 instance like this. You're getting it now? You're getting it online? You're getting it. So here, can we say availability zones networks are interconnected? Okay, interconnected. Good. Now, question for you here is, I have launched. Yeah, correct, Pranita. Don't put all eggs in single basket. Okay, fine. Okay, see here. This is the EC2 instance. Listen carefully. Guys, I understand that you guys are writing, but what I suggest is, offline people, listen first carefully and you take a screenshot of it, and then while after going home you can sit, take a screenshot. You took the screenshot, right? And then start writing it, so you will have double time revision. So that is always better. So just follow this. Maybe if you want to write a running loss just for your reference, you can write one or two, but don't print this, because I will be sharing all these things to you also using Google Classroom. Okay, so first enjoy the class, first concentrate here, later you can write by yourself. Okay, will that be okay? Yeah, good for you. Okay. Okay. So my question here is, I have launched one EC2 instance in 1A and I created something called a file called 1. A file called 1. Can you tell me the same file will be available here in the second EC2 instance? What is your question? What is your answer? Yes or no? There are two questions. I have one EC2 instance here in 1A. I have another EC2 instance in 1B. First question is, will they communicate with each other? First one, answer is yes. They can communicate with each other because the network is interconnected. But my another question here is, okay, they can communicate with each other, but if I create any data here, will the data will be synced automatically here? Answer is no. Answer is no. So the best example is, let's say in our house we have 2 bedrooms. Whatever the furniture that you have in first bedroom, will it be the same furniture in second bedroom? No, right? If you want, then you can do it. Yes or no? But here by default, it is syncing the data? No. See, data will not sync, but if possible, can you sync the data or not? You can sync the data because the network is interconnected. But by default, data sync is happening here? No. But data can be shared? Yes. Why? Network is interconnected. You getting it? Right? Nice, guys. Fantastic. So here, availability zones are sync with each other. What it is syncing? Network, not data. So if you want to share the data, can you share it or not? If you want to share the data, you can share to another EC2 instance, another availability zone, because availability zones are interconnected. These basics are very, very important. Okay. So as you already said that the best practice here is to distribute the instances across availability zones or not. So if I ask you to launch 10 EC2 instances, will you launch all 10 EC2 instances in one day? But is it possible to launch? It is possible to launch, but is it best practice to do that? No. So best practice is to distribute the EC2 instance across availability zones. Best practice is to distribute the instances across multiple availability. Say that, Anna, across. That wording is important. So read that line again. Best practice is to distribute the instances across multiple availability. Across multiple availability zones is very important to know, because that the terminology is very important. Okay, fine, fantastic. So why you are not launching all 10 EC2 instances in one availability zone? Why? If just in case if one availability zone goes down, all your 10 EC2 instances are gone or not? Okay, that is the problem, that you are thinking that 1A will go down. But 1 is managed by whom? AWS. Which is managed by AWS, will it go down anytime? Is a very, 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 very less chance that that 1A availability zone will go down. So I'll tell you the reason behind it. So the reason, I'll tell you the reason and you tell me that availability zone will go down or not. Okay. So which region we are using? Mumbai. So I need some places from Mumbai. If anyone knows Mumbai, tell me a few places. Dadar is there. Bandra. Haroli. Okay. Andheri. Come on, Mumbai wale. Dongri. Dongri, I don't know spelling. Guys, tell me short ones, not big ones. Durgam Chevra. Okay. Vashi. Main guys, Juhu. And then last one is what? Kurla. Okay, fine. So I'm not from Mumbai, so at least I remember a few things. Okay, here. Assume that Dalal Street. Okay, fine. So, okay, thank God no one said that street. Okay. So here we have these many places in Mumbai. So just an assumption, okay? Don't take it seriously. So all these the places we have. So what AWS did was, he has set up one data center in Dadar, another data center in Bandra, another data center in Airoli, and all that group of data centers, he call it as 1A. So now tell me, 1A till now what we learned, 1A meaning one data center we thought. But 1A is one data center or multiple data centers? Multiple data centers. As it is multiple data centers, is there any chance that 1A will go down anytime? No way at all. Since these many years I was using, so I never saw availability zone went down till now. So there is no harm launching your EC2 instances all in 1A, but it's not good. But just in case, if something, God forbid, a natural disaster happens, somewhere where Mumbai, where AWS data centers are there, then we have the problem or not? Even though the disasters happen, we have AWS is taking care of the backup also. So for that reason, 1A availability zone will never go down. It's very, very, very less chance. Similarly here also, so AWS might have set up one data center in Andheri, Dongri, and Kalyan, and he call it as 1B. And similarly here 1C. So do you all agree that availability zone will go down easily? Answer is no. So I'm writing here that very, very less chances that availability zone goes down. Now 1A, 1B, 1C, those are group of data centers or not? 1A or 1B or 1C are group of data centers. Nice. Is it clear till here, everyone online? Today online, is this clear till here? Offline, everyone CC? Non-IT, raise your hands. Okay, so I have special workers. Good. Okay, all right, fine. So everyone is clear till here? Okay, so let me quickly revise what we have learned so that it will be easy for you. Again, so what is a region? Answer. Region, what is a region? Aram se. Region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. So can we say region is nothing but say a geographical area? Okay, so we can also say region is a geographical area, but it's always good definition is to say region is a place where AWS has its infrastructure. Okay, next question. What does the region contains? Availability zone. What is availability zone? Data center. Which region we are using in our course? Mumbai. What does the Mumbai contains? Data centers. What does those data centers called? Availability zones. How many availability zones are there in region? 3. What is the Mumbai region code? AP minus South minus 1. And what are the availability zones code? AP minus South minus 1A, 1B, 1C. And availability zones are interconnected with each other or not? If I launch one EC2 instance in 1A, if I launch another EC2 instance in 1B, they both can interconnect, can communicate or not? Yes. But if I put some data in one EC2 instance in 1A, that same data will be automatically available in another EC2 instance in 1B? No. So by default, no. But if possible, if required, we can share the data or not? Yes, we can share the data. Why? Because availability zone network are interconnected. So best practice is to share the EC2 instances across availability zones or not? Is it best practice to launch all EC2 instances in 1A? No, because if 1A goes down, all our machines will be going down. But 1A will go down anytime? No, 1A is a group of data centers in the backend. Clear till here? Super. You will get so many interview questions from here itself. So whatever I'm writing in the paint, if you go through it, you can easily clear the interviews. Okay, Nana, fine. So now question for you is, do you know what is, okay, let me ask this question first. Our customers are from US. Where are our customers? US. So now your customer has asked to set up a server. So which region will you select? Mumbai or US region? Mumbai or US? US. What happens if you select Mumbai? What is the problem if you select Mumbai? If your customer is in US, but your server is in Mumbai, what is the problem that you get? Think. So your customer is in US, and all the way he need to connect to Mumbai. So there is lot of distance or not? So if you have a lot of distance, what is the problem you get? Slowness you will get or not? So this slowness, these performance issues you will get or not. So here we'll use a word called latency. What is that? Latency. So tell me, there are two types of latencies, Anna. So number one, we call it as low latency. Say that. And high latency. Which one is good? Which one is good? Low latency or high latency? Vishal? Huh? Suresho? Which latency is good? So low latency is good. Low latency is good. And whereas high latency is bad. Okay, let me tell you based on the example. Now you open the Google or let's say your favorite Netflix. Can you tell me in how much time that Netflix page should load on your browser? How much time will you take? How much time that you like to load the page? Do you 2 seconds also too much nowadays, right? So immediately if you put Netflix, Fatak, you should come quickly. Within seconds, you should come. Within milliseconds. Yes or no? So, but if you type Netflix and it is taking time, that Ringa Ringa Roses is coming, buffering. After 5 seconds or 10 seconds, the page has loaded. So what is that called? What do you say in general? Generally, what do you call? In general words? Very slow. What we call? Very slow. So, but here in AWS, technically we call it as it is having high latency. Having what? High latency. So that if the response time is very shorter, that is called low latency. If the response time is larger, that is called high latency. Got it, Nana? So if you take here, I give an example. It is coming, the page is coming within 1 second, and this is paging here coming as 5 seconds. Understood high latency and low latency? So remember, if you have your customers in US, it's always better to launch EC2 instance in the US only, not in other places. But someone has written this very big question here. Sir, what happens if my customers are across the world? My customers are in US, my customers in Africa, my customers are in Asia, my customers are in Canada. So anyways, it's across the globe. In this case, where do you launch your machines? Whose nearest location? My customers are in every country. You're getting it. Don't worry, don't bang your heads. For that, we have separate topic coming in. Okay, but I'm just triggering your brains that. So initially, for now, what is the takeaway here for you is whichever the region is nearest to the customer, you need to use that region. But if your customers are across the world, then we have a separate service in AWS where we'll help you to give low latency for all the customers across the world. So park that side. So park it aside. We'll talk when time comes about it. Okay. Good. We'll talk about Jagat Guru. Okay. Okay. What about application is a natural disaster? We'll talk, Pranit. Okay. So, which is the region we are using, Nana, here? Mumbai region. So, is it only Mumbai region that we have or multiple regions? Okay. Let me take another region, for example. Okay. You can take Hyderabad also, or let me take here something called another region called Ireland. Which one? Ireland. So, another region. Nana, this region also has availability zones or not? So it can be having 3 regions, 3 availability zones, or it can be having 4. So do you need to worry about it? Remember, no stupid will ask you how many availability zones are there in particular region. Because do we need to worry about it? Do we know about that? No, unless if you go in, let's say we are using Mumbai region. For that reason, we know that we have 3 availability zones. We are using Hyderabad region. That's why we know they are also having 3 availability zones. Are we using North Virginia region till now? No. But if you went for North Virginia, you have 6 availability zones. If you go for Sydney, they have again 3 availability zones. Who knows what? Availability zones is nothing but data centers, which are managed by AWS. Today they will put 3. If our Revant Reddy has given one more space, so AWS will set up another data center. We call it as 1D. We never know, right? So today it might be 3, later it might be 4. So remember, if you are using a particular region, so you better to know only that region, how many availability zones are there. So here, I also don't know how many availability zones are there in Ireland. So I'm putting how many here at the moment? 4. So what are the names that you get here? Tell me the names. Availability zone names. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Okay. And these are interconnected with each other or not? Fantastic. Availability zones interconnected with each other. Okay. Question. See whether you can answer this or not. This is a certification question. I have launched one EC2 instance in which region here? Mumbai. In which availability zone? 1A. So assume I have launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai 1A. I have launched another EC2 instance in Ireland 1A. Can you tell me these both will talk to each other or not? Did I say that? Okay. So the answer is by default, no. Remember, region is like your flat. You have neighbors flat, another region. By default, 2 regions communicate with each other. If we communicate, what will happen? Fight will happen again there. So for that reason here, remember, Nana. So by default, 2 regions will not communicate with each other. If required, yes. You have friend in your neighbor apartment. Can you go and talk to them or not? Yes. If required, yes. By default, no. So that is a certification question. So by default, 2 regions can communicate with each other or not? Answer is no. Fantastic. Okay, so here by default, network is not interconnected. By default, no. Answer is no. So I'll write here, regions don't communicate with each other by default. If required, nice. Okay. Nana, is this clear till here, everyone? Yes? Online, is this clear? CC till here, please. Okay. So now I'll show you the diagram. You know, in our last class, we have shown you a few diagrams, right? Now I'll show you the same diagrams. You need to tell me whether that is highly available or not, that architecture. Ready? Let's do it again. And this time, you know all these things here. Okay. Okay. Let me explain this first. Online, can you see my screen, Nana? Full screen? Okay. So do you see on the top layer, we call it as here AWS. Which provider is this? AWS. The top layer is AWS. And you see the dotted circle, dotted lines? This dotted line represent availability zone. Which one? Availability zone. And this represent EC2 instance. Now tell me, based on this, which one is highly available here? Top or bottom? Top or bottom? You didn't take even 1 second time, huh? Excellent answer. The answer is which one? Bottom. Why? Okay, first of all, why it is failing on the top? Fantastic. How many instances are there? Only 1. So what is failing? First thumb rule. Redundancy. Very good. What is that? Redundancy. Is there any redundancy on the top one? No. Why? Because we have only 1 EC2 instance. So if you come down, do you see, Nana, here? How many availability zones are there here in the bottom one? 2 availability zones. How many availability zones? 2. And what is this? Fantastic. What is this here? Load balancer. So load balancer is distributing the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances here. And your EC2 instances are placed. How many EC2 instances are in 1A? 2. How many are there in 1B? 2. So they can interconnect with each other or not? So load balancer can distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Across available. So now see here, load balancer is here. What is the job of the load balancer? To distribute the traffic or not? So load balancer is distributing the traffic to 1A availability zone, which has how many machines? 2. And load balancer also distributing the traffic to another 2 EC2 instances, which is in 1B. So load balancer has a capacity to distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. That is a powerful word. Across available. Can you tell me the definition of load balancer now? Load balancer which distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Repeat it again. What is load balancer? Load balancer which distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Last time, because this is a very important certification and interview question. Tell me again, what is load balancer? Load balancer which distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. This is how you need to say what is load balancer in the interview. Understood? Okay, fantastic. Again, question here is, this load balancer is specific to only one availability zone, or it is specific to the region level? Region level, yes or no? No. Because if the load balancer is specific to particular availability zone, it will be sent traffic only to that availability zone. So that is the reason why here a load balancer is created at regional level, not in availability zone level. So now you tell me the definition. I'll write the load balancer definition. What is the definition? Tell me. Load balancer can distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances across. Fantastic, fantastic. Now the load balance is specific to region or availability zone? To region, not availability zone. Cool. Another question for you. Because you are understanding the topic, right? Slowly. See, I have launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai region. Which region? Mumbai region. The same EC2 instance will be available in another region at the same time? Answer is no. Answer is no. Because EC2 instance is specific to region only. So if you are using Mumbai, you need to launch EC2 instance in Mumbai. If you're using Ireland, you need to launch EC2 instance in Ireland. One EC2 instance will be available for all regions at the same time. Not possible. Riyaz sir is available here in Hyderabad in this place. Can I be available in multiple places like Ghost? No, not possible, right? So here, now tell me, I have launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai, 1A. That same EC2 instance will be available in 1B. Not possible. So the EC2 instance will be in the particular region and particular availability zone. So here EC2 instance is specific to region and availability zone or not? Yes. EC2 instance is specific to region and availability zone. Clear? Online CTC is clear, Nana, till here, everyone? CC, please. Offline clear? Any doubts, any questions, anything you want me to repeat? Load balancer? You can create multiple load balancers, no issues. Here, that architecture we'll talk because it's too early to talk about it. So generally, guys, in Mumbai availability zone, in Mumbai region, do we need to create only one load balancer? Can we create multiple load balancers? We can create multiple load balancers. And how many availability zones are there? 3 availability zones. Can you launch only 3 EC2 instances in each availability zone? No, you can launch how many ever you want. How many applications that you want, you can deploy. How many load balancers you want to create it. You can span across multiple availability zones. Not possible. Okay, so let's move on to the next here one. Before I talk about this, I need to talk about very important topic here now. See, There is question, sir, can we say availability zones are nothing but data centers in region? Yeah, that is what we have learned, no? Ganesh. So availability zones are nothing but data centers in region, yes or no? Answer is yes. Okay, Anil is asking one more question. Guys, you can easily answer it, okay? See here. Anil is asking, hi sir, as per my understanding, Mumbai has 3 availability zones, 1A, 1B and 1C. Correct or wrong? Correct. My query is 1A contains 3 more availability zones. 1A contains 3 more availability zones. Do we need to worry about it? We don't need to worry about it. 1A contains 1 data center, 2 data center, backend, 3 data center. We don't care. What we need to care is 1A availability zones is available for us or not to launch EC2 instance. Yes or no? Because availability zones are managed by AWS. Got it? Anil. Sir, if disaster happens, how it will work? In our yesterday's class, we created a load balancer with 3 EC2 instances. Yes or no? And then if one thing goes down, we have the second one or not? Does AWS will provide this or we need to architect it? So AWS will provide everything, but who need to architect? We need to architect. We need to launch EC2 instances. We need to create a load balancer. We need to set up everything. What AWS is providing, infrastructure is providing. It is you who need to design and architect how you need to set up. So here, if you have a doubt, sir, what happened if this goes down? No problem, you have the second one. What happened? This also goes down. No problem, you have third one. What happened if this also goes down? Wow, wow, very good. What is that? Auto scaling. What happened if this is everything in Mumbai goes down? Sir. Huh? Then you should say that to customer. Jukega nahi sala, right? So, see here, if this Mumbai region, just in case if something goes down, we have a concept called DR, disaster recovery. What is that? Disaster. So you need to set up the same thing also in another region. And then you need to redirect like this and this. This is advanced topics which is coming in. So if I tell everything now, you'll get confused. So let's go slowly one by one. Okay? But you understand you got an idea or not? No problem. If you don't get also, no problem. Okay. Okay, Nana. See here, I want some names here. Give me some names. Tell me some names. Shivam. Slowly. Silsmitana. Ganesh. Samantha. Tamanna. Okay. Suresh. Very much Suresh. Suresh is here. Pavan. Pavan is here. Next. Allu Arjun, he is facing some problems. Why you are let's pray God like he is okay. Right? So Shikawat, okay, enough. Okay. Abhi. Okay. So, okay, fine. So let's take these 4 people for example. Okay. So you should tell Dammunte Pattukar, I'm going to Riyaz sir classes. Okay. Fine. So all right. So this is AWS cloud. What is this, Nana? AWS. AWS is a public cloud, a private cloud. AWS is a public cloud. Tell me honestly, whenever you go to the public, you will also become public or not? Recently happened. Whenever you go to the public, you will also become public. Okay, now AWS is public. AWS is a public cloud. So what this Shivam did was, he has a requirement that he need to launch an EC2 instance. What he did was, he went and launched EC2 instance in AWS. Let's say he has launched these EC2 instances. Okay. So these are EC2 instances. Shivam went and launched EC2 instances in AWS public cloud. Whereas Suresh also launched, whereas Pavan also launched, whereas Abhi also launched EC2 instances. Now, whenever you launch in AWS public cloud, your EC2 instance will also become public or not? Agree, everyone? So AWS is a public cloud. Whenever you go and do something in public cloud, you will also become public cloud. So now Shivam has launched an EC2 instance. Shivam has launched an EC2 instance. Suresh, Pavan, Abhi, all they have launched EC2 instance. All are exposed to each other or not? As this is public, everyone are exposed to each other. Is that good? So here Shivam launched EC2 instance, Suresh also launched. Shivam is saying hi Suresh, and Suresh saying hi Shivam, and then they are taking the data each other. Is that good? Both are two different customers or not? Best example. Let's say you go to some public place, right? Let's say, which place, public place? Tell me one place where you are staying there. Hotel, hotel is not theater, Lulu Mall, Sulabhangam place. What? Okay, so let's say let's take your someone's Sulabh complex. Okay, let's take a little bit about theater. Let's take a theater. So if you take a theater, generally in between, in the middle of your interval, what you do? Snacks. Apart from that, assume that you have washrooms. Washrooms. Generally go for washrooms. Okay, see, these are all the washrooms that you have. Generally, theater is a public place and washrooms, these are also public place. Yes or no? So generally, if you go to inside, you will also become public or not? Yes. But so people like this also, they have become public. But what you have here, your individual compartments are there or not? Even though it is the public, but still you have your private place or not? Similarly, here also in AWS, AWS is a public cloud. You went and launched EC2 instance, but is it good to be open like this? No. So you need something have private or not? In public, what you need? You need to have a private. So in public cloud, what you need? You need to have the private cloud. What you need to have? Private cloud. This is physical la virtual la? Virtual. Now mix it. Virtual, private, cloud. Say that. Virtual private cloud. This is called VPC. What is this called? One of the powerful topic in AWS. So VPC is used for security purpose or not? So now tell me, whatever the EC2 instances, database, network, everything that you create in AWS should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. So whatever we do, we go inside or outside? Inside. Okay, again. Now, consider these compartments are like VPC only. These are all VPCs here. These are all VPCs or not? Okay. VPC, 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 VPC. So you went inside the VPC and again, here you forgot to put the lock. You will become public or private? Public. Then will you come out that Sulabh complex guy who is taking 5 rupees? Will you go and come and shout at him? Will you go and shout at him? No. If you shout at him, what will say? Abhi, Havle, put the lock. Yes or no? Put the lock. It is your mistake, not my mistake. So similarly here also, guys, AWS is providing all weapons to you. It is up to you whether you want to use it or not. If you use it, you will be secure. If you are not using it, you are not secure. Simple as that. Yes, exactly. So can you tell me now, every setup we need to do, we should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. What's the full form of VPC here? Virtual Private Cloud. Powerful topic, Nana. Virtual Private Cloud. Virtual Private Cloud. Whatever that we do in AWS is completely virtual or not? AWS is the public cloud, but inside we are creating our own private cloud using the concept of VPC. Full form of VPC. Virtual Private Cloud. Certificate. Should I ask you one certification question? And then you will answer it easily. And one question is already answered for your certification. Without me telling, you will answer. See. Now, two people can talk to each other here. That is really weird. Then, so here, this is one compartment washroom, and we have another washroom. Two people will talk to each other. Huh? By default, no. But if two friends went, hey, ho gaya kya? Yeah. Understood? So the question for you here is, by default, two VPCs can communicate with each other or not? Answer is no. If required, yes. That is a certification question. Right? So by default, two VPCs can communicate with each other? No. So two VPCs cannot communicate with each other by default. If required, yes. Similarly here also, Nana. See, similarly here, Shivam has launched EC2 instance. It is his own VPC. Shivam and Suresh, they both are competitors. And Suresh VPC is this, Shivam VPC is this. Can they communicate with each other? If required. By default, no. That is a certification question. And which is the region that we should be using in our course? Mumbai. So in Mumbai, we will go and launch EC2 instance or not? We go and launch an EC2 instance. In where do you launch EC2 instance? Inside the availability zone or not? Now, whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, it should be inside the VPC or outside the VPC? Inside the VPC. That meaning, first you need to create the VPC or not? You need to have the VPC or not? But VPC is, people say it is a very difficult topic. So by default, if you want to go and launch EC2 instance, by default VPC should be there or not? Yes. So to make you all the customers easy, AWS has done super thing. What he has done, you know, for every region, he has given you one sample default VPC. He has given what? Sample default VPC. Now do you need to worry? Go to Mumbai, launch EC2 instance and put that EC2 instance inside the default VPC. So Ireland has a default VPC. Mumbai has a default VPC. Hyderabad has a default VPC. Like this, every region has a default VPC. But if required, can we create our own VPC or not? Possible. Until we create our own VPC, we'll use default VPC. So every region has what? Default VPC. Every region has default VPC. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you one small hypnotism diagram for you. Outer layer. You will only tell this. What is the outer layer? This outer layer is AWS. Inside that, what we have? Region. Inside the region, what we have? Before availability zone, what we have? So you have to secure or not. And then what we have? Availability zone. And then here, EC2 instance. Understood, Anna? Again, what is the outer layer? AWS. Inside AWS, region. Inside region, VPC. Inside VPC, available zone. Inside available zone, EC2. Again, you tell me, outer layer, AWS. Inside region, inside VPC, inside available zone, inside EC2. So if you want to launch EC2 instance, you have to go through all these things. Clear? Okay, Nana. So now see this diagram and tell me it is highly available or not. Do you see the outer layer is AWS? And the bottom you have what here? Region. Inside the region, VPC. Inside the VPC, availability zone. Inside. Okay, now tell me here, see this and tell me is it highly available architecture or not? What is your answer? Yes or no? Answer is no. And no. Why? How many EC2 instances are there? Only one. Redundancy failed or not? If there is no redundancy, no high availability. Remember, even though it is inside the VPC, if you have only one EC2 instance, no redundancy. Okay. Tell me, is this highly available or not? Answer is yes. So without another look here, you can easily say this is highly available. Why it is highly available, Nana? More multiple EC2 instances you have. How many availability zones again? 2 available. Load balance there, and you have availability zones here. And then do you see these 4 arrow marks here? That is called auto scaling. What is that called? So what is auto scaling? Scale out, scale in. So number of EC2 instances will be increased, number of EC2 instances will be decreased or not. That can be across availability zones or not. Yes. So this is super high availability. And this is highly available or not? This also? Yes. What is the difference between this and this? Before it is how many availability zones? 2. Here it is 3. So can you set up high availability architecture with 1 availability zone? No. But if possible, we can do it or not? We can do it, but is it recommended? No. Minimum how many availability zones we need? 2. But if you want to go for 3 also, no problem. So the difference is this is super high availability, but the only thing is the cost is increasing. Yes or no? So previously we have how many machines? 2 machines. Here you have 3 machines. So if you have a question like, sir, if first one goes down, second also goes down, now we have still third one. Is it clear? The basic concepts of today's concepts. Clear, Nana? Everyone online? Yeah. So guys, there is something here. So management has asked me to instruct WebEx login instructions. So for that, give me a second. How should I mail this? No. Okay. Meanwhile, any questions? I'll give chance to do that. So okay. So 1 second. Okay. So guys, online, don't leave the class until I say. Just a second. I'm stopping the screen share for a second. So we have some instructions for you here. Okay. So online, I'm sharing the screen again. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? All right. Okay. So many people are facing some issues with WebEx login, especially online people. So these are few instructions that has management asked me to share. So here login requirements. So to join the class, you must log into WebEx using your registered email only, right? Please your actual names. So I saw some names with Chota Don, Shah Rukh Khan and all things. So please, it's not, yeah. So please, so key points every student must know. So every student must create an account and log in WebEx with their registered email. So use the same email ID used for the registration. right? Ensure your email it is verified and active. So avoid using alternate or unregistered email IDs while doing it. So how to set up? So go to Play Store and then download this WebEx application, right? And then create a new account. So give your valid email ID here, which you have used for the registration purpose for enrollment, and then verify your email, check your email, provide the code here, and then create a password. So use your proper name. Don't use Chota Dan. Okay. So, and then here you get this kind of things. Then you can click on here meetings, and then whichever the meetings that you have, just click on it and then click on join. So this is how you should be joining the WebEx meetings. So this is what management asked me to share. I have already shared. So any questions? And tomorrow there is no class. And on Monday, sorry, not Monday, next day after tomorrow, that is on when? Thursday. Nana, we have completed all the basics information what we have. We have learned all the basics. In the next class, what we are going to be doing is we are jumping into the services. What is that? AWS service. Very, very important. Till now, what you can say is, please, those who are new people, just go with the recordings and be up to date. If you have any questions, please ask me after that. And from Thursday onwards, please do not miss the class because we are entering into the actual services. So what are the two services that you know already? Names. EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk. So from day after tomorrow onwards, every day I'll be giving you the overview of few services. So from next class onwards, I would strongly recommend not to miss the classes because we are entering into the actual AWS services. Do you all agree that AWS is a group of services or not? So we'll be learning those services from next class. So, and admin is saying something. So guys, please complete all your fee payments today before 5 p.m. online. So if you have any queries, please reach Pradeep. So he's your admin. Zakir. So sir, default VPC instances communicate with each other across the globe. So across the globe, I would say here, see, Zakir, there are two things, Anna. Globe meaning from customer point of view, from AWS engineer point of view. So AWS engineer is the one who is launching EC2 instance. Does the customer will launch? What customer will do? Customer will access the application. So as we are the AWS engineer, we can launch EC2 instance in Mumbai also, Ireland also, across the globe, whichever in 33 locations we can create. But the thing is, can communicate with each other by default? No. If you want to communicate, there is some process to do. We will learn that. Zakir, okay? Sir, default VPC will apply only availability zone level or EC2 instance level. Where is EC2? Inside availability zone. Anil. So where is EC2? Inside the availability zone. So we will deal morely with the EC2. Availability zone is just a selection that we need to select whether your EC2 instance should be placed in 1A na, 1B na, 1C na. That's it about the availability zone. So we will deal with the EC2 more. Okay. So take the screenshot. Take the photo. I'll be uploading all these things, but as tomorrow is holiday, it is good for you to revise. Google Classroom, but not now. So once the formalities are completed, once the batch is fixed, so we'll start uploading it. Here is there, no? The one which the guy who is doing checking for you, no? You can talk to him. And take the second one. Perfect. Yeah. You understood today's topic? Everyone? New guy? Super. Sir, please switch on the video mode as well while teaching. If you look at me, you cannot even concentrate. Online people. Right? Okay. All right. So can you give the final CC for today? CC with Smile online. And online, please complete all your formalities. So Thursday, please do not miss the class, everyone here, because we are entering into the services. Guys, I told you, please block these 4 months with me. So after that, you can enjoy all your job opportunities and all. But before that, you need to good in the technical skills first. Okay. All right, so that is all for today. Let's connect day after tomorrow with the next powerful topic. Until then, take care, have a nice day, have a nice festival, and see you more energetic on Thursday, same time, same place. Until then, take care, guys. Bye-bye.